is the opening to a short story called Anvils and Canals. There's a giant anvil in Regent's Park. I think it's as surprised as we are that it's here, because it's fallen over. The flat end buried in the grass, the pointy bit aimed at heaven, as if dropped straight out of a cartoon sky. There's even an animal on it. That's my favourite, says Layla. I follow my best friend. Close up, the figure is balanced with one leg on the point, the other leg raised high, along with one arm. One ear is cocked like an antenna. That is so random, I say, and Layla exchanges smiles with the metal hair. The whole structure is the colour of a shadow, though it doesn't cast much of one itself in the midday brightness. It's as smooth as a pebble, with a livid shine. I like the hair, says Layla. It feels like he's about to take off. I look up at the gangly, humanoid thing, but the clouds behind him are so pale it hurts. I turn away and blink back milky spots, pulling forward the peak of my hijab, hoping I don't get a migraine. Mariam? Layla is watching me. Shall we move on? She asks, and I nod. When I'd asked if she wanted to catch up over lunch this Saturday, she'd suggested we make an adventure out of it. I hadn't seen her since she came back from South Korea, so I was going to suggest one of our old foodie favourites in Shepherd's Bush, maybe a bit of shopping. I'd even grabbed a time out and tossed it in my bag, thinking we could flick through it together and make more plans. Then she told me about the sculpture exhibition in the park and a new vegan place she wanted to try, and asked me if I'd like to walk along Regent's Canal. So I said sure, and swapped my glasses for contacts and put on makeup and a flowery dress. Then Layla turned up in ripped jeans and grubby Converses, and I almost laughed out loud. Now this is more like it, I think, as we walk on and enter a rose garden, each leggy bloom like a supermodel that knows how to work the light. I like the red ones. They're as bold as lipstick, perfectly offset by waxy leaves held like hundreds of reflectors. This is gorgeous, I say. Thought you'd like it, says Layla, and I'm touched. She adds, wish I'd discovered it sooner. Then again, we don't get that long for lunch. I try and picture her in the grand white building she pointed out before we entered the park. I was surprised when she told me she'd accepted a non-teaching job at such a stuffy old company. But then I figured she wanted a change after her 2 years at the international school. Now, I imagine her racing through her paperwork, then surfing the net and plotting her next holiday. We continue through the park and come across a bridge. It overlooks a floating restaurant and some smaller barges, and we pause. I'd love to live on a boat, says Layla, leaning over. Really? I hover by her elbow, wondering if I've misheard. Yeah, looked into it after I got back. Thought it might be cheaper than buying a flat. Then I heard the council was trying to increase the mooring fees and God knows what else. She shakes her head and her sunglasses flash. Scumbags, I say, but still wondering if she's serious. You'd hate it in the winter, though. True, that's what put me off. She turns away. We leave the bridge and step down to the water. It's another world here, full of people and bicycles and dogs and more boats. Some of these are moored and some are not, and some are like floating vegetable gardens, bursting with cherry tomatoes and rhubarb and countless leaves drizzled in sunshine. We continue walking and I tell her about my new classes at school, and she tells me about her new admin role. I've never worked in an office before, but you'd think Layla's forgotten what it's like being in a classroom already, in the space of a summer. Are you really leaving teaching? I say. Well, this is only temporary, so who knows? But for now, yeah. Oh, it falls like a sigh, and Layla notices.